Welcome back to one grumpy old man and his classics. Yeah, as you can see, I'm sitting in my kitchen in the comfort of sitting at the table. So what am I doing? I've got the dashboard pod out again. So let me turn you around and I'll explain. So what I didn't realise is this is the board that goes at the bottom of where the clocks are, and basically it's because it's a 525E, it's automatic. So some of these bulbs will light up drive, neutral, first, second, third, reverse. And there's a couple of other bulbs. I think one's a gearbox warning light. Can't quite remember what the other one was. But anyway, I think 2, maybe 3 of these bulbs have gone. And they're not a push fit. When you look at them, it appears like they're a push fit. But actually they're not. They're soldered into this board. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to strip this down. Got my soldering iron out just here somewhere. Yeah, there. So I've got the soldering iron out. I'm going to desolder all of these and replace all of them. And I decided I'm just going to go for a little bit of an upgrade. I've got these LED version of the same bulb. So I'm going to solder these in, replace them all. I have trial fitted them. They do fit. So this little plastic, so this board sits on this white plastic frame, so you have to undo these 4, I think there are 3, there's 3, these 3 I don't know what you'd call them, they're like, I suppose they're locating pins, and then they're heated over to hold the board to the plastic frame. So I'm going to have to trim those off so I can separate the board from the frame so I can gain access to the bulbs. So let's have a look. I'm not sure if there's a certain way these bulbs go round, whether there's a certain polarity or not on these. I've tried to have a look to see if there's like a plus or a minus on these. I'm not sure. So I think it's going to be a bit of trial and error. I can't seem to find the actual YouTube channel that I looked this up. This is how I found out how to do it, and they reckoned that you have to have these bulbs round in a certain polarity because they've got a plus and a minus on them. I don't know, so I'm just going to solder them on and see what happens. So I'm going to give this a go. I guess let's get the soldering iron heated up. I've not actually videoed this. It's quite fiddly actually, and I can't say that soldering is my forte. Can do it, but it's so. If you can see there, I've actually soldered one in. So there's the original bulbs, and there's the LED one that I've just soldered in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, this is going to take me a while. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go halfway along, put 4 in, and I go and test it in the car and see if they light up as they should. And if they do, fingers crossed, I'll carry on with the rest, because I'm not sure if there's a polarity on these bulbs or quite what. So I'm probably going to be pinging little bits of metal around the kitchen. That'll make a certain person happy, I'm sure. Anyway, let me get the next 3 in. I'm not going to video it because I'm just fingers and thumbs and I haven't got anything to hold it in. I'm just, I could do with a third pair of hands really, or a third hand, you know what I mean. Some of these bulbs are falling out, so no wonder they weren't working. There's one there that's gone black. I think that was definitely the blown one. I think that was drive. So I think this is gearbox. So that would have been park. Would it be park? Yeah, park, neutral, drive. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, let's get the next 4 in. I've managed to fumble about. I've got 4 in. Whether I've got a good connection on my soldering, time will tell. So I don't know whether I can. Hang on a minute. Can I might have to take the whole pod out with me. But what I'm gonna do, so I've still got another 5 to do. I've done 4, so there's 9 on there in total. So I've soldered 4 on. I don't know whether by plugging this in, because I'm not sure what that does on the dash. I might need to. Would I need that plugged in? I don't know. I'll go and find out. I'll come back and let you know. Just snipping the legs off so they don't cause a hindrance to anything, because everything else is trimmed off. The legs are quite long on these, so whether you use LED or whether you use a genuine bulb, you need to straighten the legs out. So they're, if you can see that, they're folded over. So when you push them into a conventional socket, they make their contact. But of course, when you're using them for this process, you need to actually straighten the legs out. Be careful. I mean, they're quite thick metal, so so you bend them over like that, so you've got 2 little legs. When you take the old bulb out, you need to desolder the pins from the opposite side and pull the old bulb out. Hopefully it pulls out all the solder and clears the hole, but it doesn't always necessarily do that. So I found that if I just put the legs in and hold it with my thumb that side, as you gently heat up, it will push through. Just do it a tiny bit at a time and it will find its way through. So it says, I've done all of these the same. You can hold it with your finger, so you can just wiggle it slightly, not too much heat on these because you don't want to damage this board. Don't even know if these things are still available anymore. Doubt it. So very careful. It's typical. The one I've decided to film, I've got a bit of solder on the kitchen table. That's all right. This one's not typical, isn't it? The one you film, I'm sure there's a bit of a pin, remains of a pin on there. I'm not sure. Try and just ever so gently trying to heat this up so I can, well, see the heat transfer is really quick on these. just got to be so careful. I'm an expert on soldering, but I do know you don't want to go and put too much heat on the. Oh, there we go. So now, by just gently heating, so let me put that in there. So what I've done is, you might see those two. You can just see the two pins there that are sticking up. So just by gently heating the back there, I've managed to push them through. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to snip them down, flush, and then just very gently introduce a bit of heat and just put a bit of solder on there just to make sure it makes a good enough connection. There we go. Oh, that was clever, wasn't it? I've just done it to the wrong one. I've just done it to the one I ain't done yet. That was a smart move, wasn't it? Right, let's get the right one this time. Wonder why it was a bit flush. A minute, I can't get me a bit of solder now. Hang on, I'm having a right old truck. There we go. I think because it's so, just got to be so careful. Just not too much heat, because you can cause damage by just putting too much heat into a circuit board. I wouldn't say my soldering is the best, but it doesn't look bad. So let's have another go. See if I can show you another one on camera. See if I've got two more to do. And then we can put it back in the car and see if it don't work. So there you go, bent them up, so I've got two little legs. I'm just going to locate them in the holes from behind. I did find it easy holding it with my foot. That's it, hold it up with the fingers. And then as I just gently heat, I can just introduce a bit of pressure onto the bowl from behind. Trying to keep my tongue in my mouth. I'm not very good at that. Right, why's that not going? Always the way when you want to film something, isn't it? You set it all up, think, yeah, that's going to go well. There we go. Right, so I managed to clear the holes with solder. Whether you can, I don't think, see that. It's very difficult to get focus. There we go. Just on this bulb here. So I'm just gonna gently heat and solder that in. When I tested this in the car with just the first 4 in, 2 of them didn't work, and that's because I didn't have a very good solder connection. So I've resoldered those 2. That was the first 2, strangely, and I can see it might just. It's going to be okay this time. You do need all the connections on the dash pod connected for these to work. So yeah, it's getting there. Anyway, let's get this last one done and we'll catch up. So there you go, it's all done. It's quite fiddly, but I've now got LEDs instead of incandescent, if you want to call it that. I don't know, just normal bulbs. These are probably these are hopefully last a lot longer, and I'll have a full contingency of lights working on the dash. I have been out and tested, and they do work. I did have to just resolder a couple very slightly because I don't think I had quite the right contact. I mean, soldering's not my forte. It's a good job you can't see this in the car. I mean, it's some of them are okay, some are a bit questionable, but hey, it's done the job, and I can go and fit my dash back up now. So that's another little job done on the E28. I think the next thing I'm going to move on to is I need to do the rear axle main beam bushes. So I'll be filming that next. So let's get this back in, and then we'll hopefully move on to the rear axle bushes. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope that you're maybe enjoying what I'm doing. I don't know. But you know, if you would subscribe, give me a like, give me a thumbs up, you know, that would be great, you know, because it'd be interesting to get some feedback. So yeah, leave me a comment, you know, and I'd be interested to know what you think. So but anyway, if you're still watching and you're still following me, thank you, I appreciate that, and see you again. Bye.